My name is Viviana Santos, and the project that I have is on the Crochet Discourse community. The first characteristic that John Swales talks about is the ability for a discourse community to have an agreed-upon set of common goals among its members. In the crochet community, both beginners and advanced members seek to improve their crocheting techniques and skills, give and receive constructive feedback on patterns or projects, and facilitate the progression of all members by answering questions. These are common practices and goals within the community as a whole, and can be seen in a widely used forum known as Crochetville. In particular, one member in the forum, confused about the abbreviations in a crochet pattern, sought the assistance of a fellow member. See Figure 1. In this real-life example, an experienced member was able to contribute to the success of another crocheter by giving feedback on how to best understand the jargon and executing the common goal of giving feedback to help others improve. On the top is a member of the group that was confused and gave question. On the bottom is a more experienced member of the group giving a detailed answer. As a beginner in my early years of learning the craft, I distinctly recall joining a crochet along, a CAL for short, on a Reddit forum. There I was able to participate in crafting a large blanket where one row was made every day and the color of that row was based on the weather. As there was a mixture of advanced and beginner crocheters working on the project with me, I was able to gain assistance on how to change colors in my project and the techniques needed to accomplish various stitches, which allowed me to improve and expand my knowledge of how to add details to my projects. My group exchanged progress reports by uploading pictures of their work, and through this practice, I gained more insight into how I could make my stitches consistent in size. From the aid of experienced members in the group, I was able to progress my skills and finish the blanket I had previously been struggling to complete. John Swales identifies a second characteristic that defines a discourse community, that is, mechanisms of intercommunication among members. In the crochet community, communication occurs frequently and through various mediums. One popular method is through online forums and blogs such as Ravelry and Reddit, which feature dedicated spaces for crocheters to engage in conversation and share patterns. With the rise of social media, many crocheters have adapted by communicating on platforms like Facebook and Instagram, where they schedule and discuss patterns, projects, and in-person crochet meetups. Additionally, YouTube serves as an interactive space where crocheters can contribute step-by-step instructional videos for creating everything from stuffed animals to market bags, complete with slow demonstrations and thorough explanations. A well-known channel on YouTube, Bella Coco, offers insightful tutorial videos for various projects and provides helpful tips for beginner crocheters. See Figure 2. In one of her videos, she demonstrates how to make a project called a granny square, effectively communicating the pattern through visual demonstration and verbal explanation. This exemplifies one of the many ways information is shared among crocheters in the crochet discourse community. As an avid crocheter, I frequently visit crochet spaces on Reddit, where I share my finished projects and ask members to test my patterns for any errors in abbreviation or stitch count. Most recently, I posted a picture of my completed crochet bow bag on a crochet subreddit, and received valuable feedback on how to enhance the bag, including suggestions to use different yarn textures such as cotton yarn instead of acrylic and to tighten my stitches. This is Bella Coco's YouTube tutorial.
Millimeter hook, and it's almost just wrapped around each other here. You then want to take the back and pull it over the front, and there you have your slip knot.
The third characteristic that John Swales addresses is participation mechanisms for feedback. Within the crochet community, these mechanisms for providing feedback and sharing information manifest in various ways, largely influenced by members' expertise levels. Newcomers typically engage by posting photos of their completed projects and seeking feedback on specific mistakes or areas for improvement. They often turn to platforms like Reddit or Instagram, looking for beginner-friendly tutorials and straightforward patterns they can follow. As crocheters gain more experience, whether intermediate or advanced, their participation evolves. They often share their own patterns on Instagram or blogs, inviting others to test them and provide feedback on how clear and accurate the instructions are. Moreover, they actively contribute by testing patterns submitted by others, volunteering to help on Facebook or Instagram, addressing crochet-related questions in blog comment sections, and sharing photos of their finished products on social media or platforms like Ravelry to spark meaningful discussions. For instance, in the crochet blog Make and Do Crew, there's a free pattern for a bobble stitch cardigan, see Figure 3. One crocheter who tried the pattern provided feedback and asked a question about a specific line, to which the pattern designer promptly replied with a clear explanation. This kind of engagement is typical in the crochet community, where members review each other's patterns to enhance their clarity and usability. I recently witnessed a fellow crocheter on Instagram share their finished stuffed animal project, asking for tips on how to enhance it. Drawing from my experience, I replied, "Your stitches look really good. However, I would suggest adding a bit more stuffing to the body to give a fuller shape and considering adding wire to the arms and legs so they can hold their position better." In this instance, I actively participated by giving detailed and specific feedback, helping the crocheter refine their skills. This was the example. This is the Haven Bobble cardigan, and on the top, Linda gives a question and the designer gives the answer. A discourse community employs specific genres of communication to advance its goals, a concept articulated by John Swales. This is the fourth characteristic. Within the crochet discourse community, various communication genres facilitate the skill development of crocheters. Notably, members share written patterns on websites and blogs to provide instructions for creating specific crochet projects. Instructional tutorial videos have also gained popularity, particularly on platforms like YouTube. Additionally, social media posts are frequently used to showcase finished products or seek assistance, while online discussion threads offer a convenient means to request help from fellow crocheters or share tips and advice. In the crochet community, genres often encompass different forms, ranging from written guides and audio explanations to visual aids such as videos, photographs, or infographics that illustrate pattern instructions. For instance, an Instagram account called Amigurumi Crochet Community recently shared a free crochet pattern complete with images and written instructions. See Figure 4. Sharing patterns and other crochet-related content online is one of the many avenues through which community members connect and communicate using these genres. From my personal experience in the community, I frequently utilize written patterns. As an avid crocheter, I have created and shared my own stuffed animal crochet patterns on various websites and social media for several years. I particularly enjoy designing patterns for animals like chunky bunnies and dinosaurs, where I can gather feedback on the clarity of my instructions and engage in discussions about future product ideas with fellow crocheters. This is Figure 4, which is an Instagram written pattern with visual aids. Swale's fifth characteristic is a specialized lexis. The fifth characteristic in Swale's 6 criteria highlights the importance of specialized lexis within a discourse community. The crochet community boasts an extensive array of specific jargon that members use to communicate effectively. To tackle various projects and interpret written patterns, individuals must familiarize themselves with a range of abbreviations, symbols, and terms unique to the craft. Some key foundational terms frequently pop up in conversations, such as slip stitch, often shortened to SS, single crochet, SC, double crochet, DC, and magic ring, MR, each signaling distinct processes involved in creating a crochet project. Additionally, words like tapestry crochet, frogging, and blocking refer to specific techniques. For instance, frogging means to rip out stitches from a project, blocking refers to the process of shaping a finished project by stretching it, and tapestry crochet involves using multiple colors of yarn to craft an intricate design. A perfect illustration of this specialized lexis can be found in a Retro Daisy Granny Square tutorial by Elise Myers on YouTube, where she seamlessly combines visual demonstrations with language of crochet patterns. See Figure 5. Being part of the crochet community means that understanding and engaging with its specialized vocabulary is essential. I still vividly remember the struggle I faced as a beginner when I first introduced a crochet pattern that read, Round 1, MR 12 SC. At first it felt like gibberish, leaving me bewildered. However, with practice and by memorizing the terms, I eventually figured out that it meant, for the first round, create a magic ring with 12 single crochet stitches inside. The existence of specialized lexis within the crochet community not only solidifies it as a true discourse community, but also enables me to connect uniquely with fellow crocheters, fostering a sense of belonging among like-minded individuals. This is Figure 5.
Magic ring or the magic loop or whatever it's called, I have never needed that or wanted to learn that. I have always just been able to do a chain 4 and then a slip stitch in that first stitch.
John Swale's 6th characteristic that defines a discourse community emphasizes the necessity of a threshold level of expertise amongst members. Within the crochet community, there is a consistent balance of beginners and experienced crocheters. All members, regardless of their skill level, are expected to familiarize themselves with essential terminology, including basic stitches such as single crochet and slip stitch. They should also be able to read written patterns to a suitable degree and execute stitches necessary for completing crochet projects. While mastery of these skills is not required, members need to possess enough knowledge to engage in discussions, provide feedback to fellow crocheters, and complete projects to share within the community. For example, the monthly CAL Mega Thread, a crochet-along group on Reddit, posts a free pattern each month for members to work on collectively and share their finished products. In these crochet-along groups, all participants are expected to have a basic understanding of the terminology used in patterns and charts, as well as the ability to troubleshoot issues independently to keep pace with the group's activities. As a beginner in the craft, I often found it challenging to grasp beginner patterns and remember the meaning of various abbreviations. Through continual practice, watching tutorials, and reading step-by-step guides, I gradually became more proficient in foundational techniques such as slip stitching and chaining. After reaching this basic level of expertise, I was able to contribute meaningfully to crochet discussions, participate in crochet-alongs with other members, and experiment with different techniques such as tapestry crochet. This is figure 6, an example of the crochet mega thread where multiple participants engage in one activity. An explanation of lexis and position within the discourse community. In the crochet community, an expert is often defined as someone who can tackle challenging projects like clothing and amigurumi, or otherwise known stuffed animals, using various stitches and techniques. These individuals navigate the community's unique language and possess the necessary knowledge of tools such as the right crochet hook sizes to create projects successfully. They also have the skills to teach others and design their own patterns. I've been a part of this community for over 5 years and have progressed to the level of an advanced crocheter. Even designed my own Halloween-themed amigurumi, see figure 7. This is my amigurumi crochet project on the left, and taught beginners in my group the basics of stitches and how to change colors. I regularly visit crochet forums where I assist those with questions, discuss patterns with fellow members, and share my own creations, thanks to my thorough understanding of the crochet terminology. A fellow expert on the forum, Crochetville, exemplifies this role by responding to a beginner's question. See figure 8. On the top, someone illustrates their question, and on the bottom, a more experienced member gives a thorough answer to their problem with a certain pattern. One key term in the crochet lexicon is frogging, which refers to the action of ripping out stitches from a project by pulling back the working yarn. For instance, one might say, "Oh no, I made a mistake and now I have to frog the project." As noted in an article about frogging, quote, "Another reason people frog is to fix mistakes. Perhaps they didn't count their rows correctly, didn't follow the pattern accurately, or need to make size adjustments," end quote. Another important term is blocking, which describes the process of shaping and stretching a crochet piece. When a project curls at the edges or doesn't fit properly, blocking can be very helpful. According to one article, quote, "Blocking is commonly used to flatten curled areas, highlight stitch definition, and enhance the appearance of lace or textured stitches," end quote. The third term is UFO, a short for unfinished object, which signifies a project that remains incomplete. When discussing their unfinished project, someone might say, "I have a few UFOs stashed away in my closet." As one article explains, quote, "A UFO is in yarn's easiest terms an unfinished object, typically a project that has been started but then put on hold," end quote. Another key term is magic ring. This refers to a circular loop created to begin a crochet project. A crochet company elaborates, quote, "A magic circle or magic ring is a method for creating small, adjustable loop of yarn serving as an alternative to the traditional chain loop," end quote. The fifth term is double crochet stitch, a common stitch characterized by 3 loops on a hook where you pull back 2 and then the remaining 2. An article provides more details. Quote, "Double crochet is taller than single crochet. It's formed by a yarn over, which involves wrapping the yarn from the back before inserting the hook into the stitch," end quote. Lastly, the term amigurumi refers to the Japanese craft of crocheting animals or doll-like creatures. An article explaining amigurumi notes, quote, "The word is a combination of 2 Japanese terms, ami, meaning crocheted or knitted, and nugurumi, which means stuffed doll. These stuffed toys can vary in size, but are usually small and made with lightweight yarns," end quote. This is my works cited page. Thank you.